Hi everyone, it's Loch and welcome back to yet another very special edition of City of Joondalup Arts in Isolation Dance Edition. This video is going to be a little less up and active and more sit and talk. We're going to be sitting here for a little while. What I've done for this video is I've reached out to as many working professional dancers that I have access to, and I've asked them to give me some of their advice about when it comes to auditions. Now I hear some of you thinking, I'm never going to audition. I will never go to an audition. I'm never going to audition because I'm not going to be a professional dancer. Here's the thing everyone, auditions don't just happen for dancers. An audition is just like a job interview, and everyone in their life is going to eventually go to a job interview. The thing about going to a job interview is you're demonstrating a set of skills that you've practiced for, studied for, and experienced to best be able to help your employer. When it comes to working in a professional performing arts situation, or even in an amateur, preparing for an audition is a lot like preparing for an interview. You want to make sure that you look your best, you want to make sure that you are your best prepared, and just want to have fun. I've been quite fortunate that I've been able to work as a professional in the performing arts industry for the past years, more than 10. Now, every working professional remembers, if anything, their first audition they ever went to and wished that they had the knowledge that they have now when it comes to going to an audition. So this video is for you, the person who has never gone to an audition before, whether it may be auditioning for something in your school, maybe it's auditioning for something in your wider community, maybe you're auditioning for tertiary education in performing arts, maybe you're going for a professional job. Basically, this is for you, to give you the bit of advice to help you be your best self and be prepared when it comes to auditions. Now this of course is going to be skewed mainly towards dancers, but the tips and tricks that I have go across the board, whether you're a singer, an actor, or you're a mixture of the three, the true triple threat, as they say, to work in musical theatre. Whatever your case is, I hope that you find some relevant and interesting information to help you best prepare today. First things first, what you want to do before you even go to the audition is get on that trusty little thing called Google. You want to get on the internet and you want to look up a couple of different things. First thing you want to look up is, what is the show you're auditioning for? Is it something that's already existed before? Most shows have already been conceived, and so you have access to such things as the plots, the characters, and also the certain style or genre that may be used in this particular show. Unless it's an original show, you're not going to have as much information. But what you can do is you can look up the company that is holding the audition. So this company might be known for a very particular style or genre that you can best prepare yourself. And thirdly, try and find out who is the creative team that are working with this particular show. Knowing the creative team and what they may have worked on before will give you a little bit more of an insight into what they are looking for when it comes to casting their show. Now, once you've done all that, you want to make sure that you have prepared your bag. I know it sounds kind of silly and a little bit like, I don't have a bag, but how many times in your life have you gone to check something was in your bag that you were meant to take with you on a certain day and it wasn't there? Hi, my name is Lauchlan and I am not very good at packing. So one thing that I like to do is create a checklist. Now my checklist involves a couple of different things and I'm going to read it to you now. First thing that you want to have in your bag is a copy of your headshot, and you also want to have your resume. Whether your resume is this long or this long, it's always good to have a spare one with you, because sometimes there can be over 100, 200, 1,000 people in your audition. The best way to be remembered is to be organised and prepared. Now on your resume you want to make sure that you have your contact information, a little bit about your training or your education, and also your experience. Now this is something that is quite like a normal resume, except the best thing to do is to list where you have worked or what shows you've done beforehand and go in reverse chronological order, from most recent to the oldest one you've done. Most companies and most auditions only want to see the most recent, the 4 or 5 most recent projects that you've been involved with. In my bag, you want to have the essentials as well. You want to have your water bottle. You definitely want to have snacks. Sometimes auditions can go for over 12 hours. You also sometimes want to have something to keep yourself occupied when between rounds. I always like to have a book with me. Always bring your phone charger. You never know when you are going to need your phone. And sometimes you can be there for a long time. It's also good to bring with you spare clothes, street clothes, and also spare audition clothes like dance wear, because you can get quite sweaty and you want to be able to change into something more fresh. With that, you also want to make sure that you have a towel with you, because same thing, you can get a bit sweaty. Following that, it's also really good to bring your spare dance shoes. I like to always carry with me a few hair and makeup products, just in case you want to freshen up the look to be your best self throughout the day. Also, simple hygiene things. Bring a toothbrush, bring some toothpaste, bring deodorant. Sidebar, never spray your deodorant if you are using a spray-on deodorant in a room full of other people. You don't know how many people in that room could be an asthmatic, so it is really helpful to bring either a roll-on deodorant or a scent spray, because that can set people off, and that's unfair. They're there just as much as you, hoping to get the job. Something that's also really important is making sure you wear the clothing which best showcases you. Now, I'm not saying that you should walk into an audition wearing a three-piece suit or a tuxedo or a formal ball gown. However, sometimes it can help. That's why we bring our spare clothes. I like to wear something bright and eye-catching, but in terms of dancing, you also want to show your alignment, you want to show your technique off, and you also want to show that you are working to maintain a healthy physique. Now, when I say healthy physique, that doesn't mean you have to have six-pack abs. Hello, no. But it does mean that you are maintaining healthiness, so you have the endurance to get through a whole rehearsal process and the performing season. It's really important for professionals to maintain the endurance. And that's, again, part of warming up. A little bit of advice when it comes to going to an audition. But you're amazing. Yeah, I know, it sounds a little bit far-fetched. You're amazing. Every casting agent I've ever spoken to has told me one thing. They want to hire people. They're not looking for people to come into an audition and fail. In any case, they're looking for what they perceive to be the right person or the right group of people to be in their show. And you don't get to determine whether you are the right person or not. That's why when it comes to this industry, the best thing you can do is remove any sort of judgment that what you did in the room determines you. That's very different. Just like arts is for everyone, not every show is for everyone. As you begin to explore working in this industry, or even going into it as more of a hobby, you'll understand that directors, producers, choreographers, music directors, they're all looking for one thing, and that who they envision the role to be. Unfortunately, when it comes to auditions, more often than not, you're not going to get any feedback from your audition. And that's okay. Feedback is for learning. Feedback is something that we get from our classes or in our group situations when we learn with others. An audition is a much more individual experience. So one thing that I always recommend after going to an audition is grab a pen, a piece of paper, or just get out the notes app in your phone and write down your experience of that audition. Remember, life is for learning, and never ever have you wasted an opportunity by trying something new. Now, something that a lot of people don't have a lot of advice about is what to do when you get in the room. My personal advice is, when I walk in, I introduce myself. Here's what I usually say. Hi, I'm Lauchlan. Shake hands with anyone that I can meet. I thank them for the opportunity to audition with them in that day. I tell them how old I am. I'm not telling you. And then, my first, most important thing is to look around the space. How much room do you have? If it's a dance audition, you might not have a lot of space if it's in a group call. If it's a solo audition, you could have use of a whole room. Now, you could be auditioning for just one person or a group of people, and that's great. The best thing you can do is to give your focus to as many people as possible. Now, there are different schools of thought in this. Now, you could be auditioning and be projecting that energy into the whole room in the back of the room, but you're also wanting to connect with the people in the space. Here's the advice that I wish I received when I was younger. You're not in an audition just to show that you have the skills to be able to perform. That's not within question. What you're also doing is you're showcasing you as a person. Do you have the skills to be able to work with other people, to think creatively, to work within constraints of time, and to deliver a product, a vision from another person? That's really what they're looking for. Probably the biggest piece of advice I have for anyone who's about to go into an audition is remember that any audition doesn't define you. There's no such thing as a perfect audition. There's no such thing as an imperfect audition. It is exactly what it is. It's an audition, and you're showing that you have the abilities that you have and the person that you are. And remember, just in case anybody forgot to tell you, you're amazing. So the next part of this video, I've been struggling to sort of find information on the internet. What happens if you get the job? Yes, you've gone to the audition, you've gone through all the stages, you've met the people, you got the phone call. Congratulations, they want you to be in their show or their program. Amazing, congratulations. Now here's the thing, the hard work hasn't even begun yet. So this next part of the video is what happens when you actually get the job. The 3 pieces of advice that I have for any person who's walking into their first professional job, or if they're walking into a room to be in their first musical, or if they're walking into a room to work professionally in any way in the arts, is to remember 3 key ideas. Number 1, listen. Number 2, watch. And number 3, do the work. I know it sounds far-fetched, but often when it comes to living our dreams of getting a role in a show like this, we can forget the simpler skills, such as listen, watch, and do the work. When you walk into a room, there's something that you need to know. You are meant to be there. And you don't need to prove that to anyone. What you do need to do is you need to consider that there were hundreds, if not thousands of people out there who auditioned to be in the space that you are in. And that's really lucky. And you're so fortunate to have this. So if you can take a small piece of advice that I have learned from working in this industry is to listen, watch, and do the work, you know you're going to have a great experience. You want to listen to your directors. You want to listen to your other cast members. You want to watch your directors, your choreographers. You want to watch how other people learn as well, so you can maybe pick up some tips and tricks to apply to your own practice. And probably the most important is to do the work. Not just in the room. Go home, practice, write things down, ask those questions. Probably the most important. Just remind yourself, just remember, you're amazing. And if you ever forget that you are, just come back to this video and I'll tell you, and I believe it, you're amazing. Well, I want to thank you so much for sticking around and listening to me talk to you on this camera. If you want to get up and do something a little bit more active, maybe check out one of the other videos that I put up on the channel. Or you can check out one of the videos by Stephanie or Nicola, which cover a wide range of topics when it comes to arts and in isolation. Thanks so much for checking out this video, and as always, just keep dancing!
Wait! Now before you go anywhere, Stephanie, Nicola and myself are taking online submissions for our upcoming masterclass. You might be wondering what a masterclass is. So in our masterclass, we're going to be taking individuals from the community and work with them to develop their skills in the arts, while still remaining in isolation. So if you would like a little bit of extra help from me when it comes to your dancing, or in developing your performance, or working on your personal style, or anything dance related, whether you have never danced before, or you've been dancing your entire life, doesn't matter. We want to help you. I especially want to ask any of our future triple threaders out there, that's a singer, a dancer, and an actor all in one, to let us know how we can help you. Send a submission video of yourself doing a little bit of movement and also asking for a little bit of help for something specific to the Arts in Isolation project. We're really looking forward to getting to work with a couple of people in the coming weeks. Whatever you need, send us a video link and we'll help you out. Remember everyone, just keep dancing!